Regret is often seen as a heavy burden, a feeling that weighs on the heart and mind, reminding us of choices we wish we could undo. Yet, when approached with the right perspective, regret is not a punishment but a mirror, reflecting truths about ourselves, our decisions, and our behaviors. It shows us where we acted in alignment with our values and where we strayed, where we embraced courage, and where we let fear dictate our actions. Viewing regret as a mirror allows us to extract lessons and insights that can guide us toward wiser, more intentional decisions in the future. Instead of allowing regret to fester and consume, it can be harnessed as a tool for self-awareness, growth, and personal development. When you reflect on regret as a mirror, you start to see patterns in your behavior. Certain decisions may have led to outcomes that were less than ideal, while others propelled you towards success or fulfillment. By examining these moments without judgment, you gain clarity about the choices that serve you and the ones that do not. This clarity helps you make better decisions moving forward, as you are no longer operating blindly or repeating past mistakes unconsciously. Regret becomes a feedback mechanism, a way to evaluate your life and adjust your trajectory with intentionality and insight. Many people struggle with regret because they focus solely on the negative emotions it evokes. They replay past mistakes endlessly, wishing for different circumstances or outcomes. This rumination keeps them stuck in the past, unable to act in the present or plan for the future. Viewing regret as a mirror shifts this perspective. It is no longer about wishing things were different, but about understanding what went wrong, why it happened, and how to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. It transforms regret from a source of pain into a guide that illuminates the path ahead. Regret also provides an opportunity for emotional intelligence and self-compassion. When used as a mirror, it encourages introspection and reflection rather than self-condemnation. You can acknowledge that you made the best decision you could with the knowledge and resources available at the time. This recognition allows you to forgive yourself for mistakes while still extracting the lessons they offer. In this way, regret serves a dual purpose. It teaches you about the consequences of your actions while also fostering growth in your ability to understand and manage your emotions effectively. Moreover, seeing regret as a mirror can strengthen decision-making skills. When you examine past choices with honesty, you can identify the thought processes, habits, or fears that led to undesirable outcomes. By becoming aware of these influences, you can consciously change your approach in the future. This proactive stance transforms regret into a teacher rather than a tormentor, giving you the tools to navigate challenges with greater wisdom and confidence. Over time, this practice cultivates a mindset of learning and adaptation, where every regret becomes an opportunity to refine your judgment and expand your capabilities. Regret as a mirror also highlights the importance of values and alignment. Often, we experience regret when our actions contradict our core beliefs or when we compromise principles for convenience, fear, or external pressures. By analyzing these moments, we gain insight into what truly matters to us. This understanding can guide future choices, ensuring that actions align with personal values and long-term goals. Regret thus becomes a compass pointing toward authenticity, integrity, and purposeful living. Ultimately, regret is not meant to imprison us in past mistakes, but to illuminate the way forward. When approached with awareness, honesty, and reflection, it becomes a powerful tool for growth, self-discovery, and personal transformation. It is a mirror that reflects the truth of our lives, offering guidance, clarity, and insight for the journey ahead. Every regret carries a lesson, a hidden insight that can guide you toward wiser decisions and a more fulfilling life. The key to turning regret into a powerful teacher lies in learning the lessons it offers rather than reliving the pain it creates. Many people allow regret to dominate their thoughts, replaying mistakes over and over, and dwelling on the what ifs and if onlys. This rumination is a form of emotional stagnation, keeping the mind trapped in the past and preventing meaningful growth. By shifting focus from the pain itself to the knowledge embedded within regret, you transform a negative experience into a constructive force. Learning from regret requires intentional reflection. This is different from wallowing in guilt or self-pity. Reflection involves asking honest questions about the choices you made, the circumstances surrounding them, and the outcomes they produced. What factors influenced your decisions? What patterns emerge when you examine multiple regrets over time? What could you have done differently, and what can you do differently in the future? Answering these questions with clarity and honesty allows regret to reveal insights that can guide future actions and choices. Each moment of regret contains clues about personal growth, decision-making habits, emotional triggers, and values, all of which can inform a wiser, more intentional life. Regret also highlights areas where your behavior or mindset may not align with your goals or values. Perhaps you acted out of fear rather than courage, procrastinated instead of taking initiative, or prioritized short-term comfort over long-term benefit. By analyzing these patterns, you gain awareness of what holds you back and where changes are needed. This awareness is empowering because it shifts the focus from blame and self-criticism to proactive learning and growth. The lessons embedded in regret are tools, not punishments, designed to help you navigate life more skillfully and with greater clarity. It is important to differentiate learning from regret versus letting regret define your identity. Many people internalize their mistakes, allowing them to create limiting beliefs about who they are or what they are capable of. Learning from regret requires separating the action from the self. A mistake does not make you a failure. It provides information about choices, timing, and circumstances. By adopting this mindset, you can extract valuable lessons without being trapped by shame or negative self-perception. Each regret becomes an opportunity to refine your approach, adjust your strategy, and grow into a stronger, wiser individual. Practical application of regret's lessons is equally important. It is not enough to simply understand why a past decision led to an undesirable outcome. The insights must be integrated into future choices. This may involve changing habits, improving decision-making processes, setting boundaries, or cultivating emotional intelligence. The moment regret becomes actionable knowledge, it ceases to be a source of pain and transforms into a catalyst for progress. Learning to use regret in this way creates a mindset of continuous improvement, where past experiences inform future success rather than anchor you in disappointment. Additionally, learning from regret fosters resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and mistakes are inevitable. Viewing regret as a teacher builds the capacity to confront setbacks, extract lessons, and move forward with confidence. Each regret, when properly analyzed, becomes a building block for mental toughness and problem-solving skills. Over time, the accumulation of lessons learned from past regrets enhances decision-making, strengthens character, and equips you to face future challenges with wisdom and poise. Ultimately, regret is not meant to be a permanent source of pain. It is a mirror of past actions and choices, offering insight and guidance for the future. By focusing on learning the lessons rather than reliving the emotional discomfort, you convert regret from a burden into a tool for personal growth, self-awareness, and transformation. Regret becomes a teacher, shaping your journey and equipping you to make better, more intentional choices moving forward. Taking ownership of your past decisions is a transformative step in turning regret into a powerful teacher. Many people experience regret but fail to extract its full value because they avoid responsibility or blame circumstances, other people, or external factors for their mistakes. Ownership means acknowledging your role in both successes and failures, understanding that your choices, actions, and responses directly shape your life. By embracing accountability, you reclaim control and transform regret from a source of guilt into a roadmap for growth. When you take responsibility for your regrets, you gain clarity about how your actions influenced outcomes. This clarity allows you to separate what was within your control from what was not, helping you focus on the aspects of life where your decisions matter most. Excuses dilute this understanding by shifting attention away from personal agency, keeping you trapped in a cycle of blame and frustration. Ownership, on the other hand, empowers you to see that even in imperfect circumstances, you have the ability to learn, adapt, and make different choices moving forward. Owning your past also strengthens emotional resilience. Acknowledging mistakes and missteps requires honesty and courage, but it builds mental toughness and a deeper sense of self-awareness. Every time you face a regret squarely and take responsibility, you develop the ability to confront challenges without fear or avoidance. This resilience is crucial because life will inevitably present obstacles, setbacks, and disappointments. Those who master ownership navigate these situations with greater composure, using past lessons as guides rather than letting regret immobilize them. Accountability transforms regret into actionable insights. By analyzing past decisions without judgment, you can identify patterns, habits, and choices that led to undesired outcomes. Did procrastination cause missed opportunities? Did fear prevent bold action? Did inattention or lack of preparation contribute to failure? Understanding these factors allows you to make conscious adjustments in behavior and mindset. Ownership ensures that lessons learned from regret are integrated into future decisions, creating a cycle of continuous self-improvement rather than repetitive mistakes. Ownership also aligns your actions with your values and long-term goals. Many regrets stem from choices that were inconsistent with what truly mattered to you. Compromises made out of convenience, fear, or external pressure. By taking responsibility for these choices, you gain insight into your core priorities and can make intentional decisions that reflect your authentic self. This alignment minimizes future regrets and cultivates a life built on integrity, purpose, and intentionality rather than reactive behaviors. Taking ownership also fosters a sense of empowerment. When you stop attributing failures or missed opportunities to external forces, you realize that you have the ability to shape your present and future. Regret becomes less about punishment and more about learning and growth. It is no longer something to avoid or suppress, but a tool to inform your next move, strengthen your character, and refine your approach. The more you practice this, the more naturally you respond to challenges with accountability and proactive problem solving. Ultimately, Ownership converts regret into a teacher that guides rather than a burden that weighs. It enables reflection without rumination, learning without self-criticism, and growth without fear. By fully embracing responsibility for your past, you transform regret into insight, wisdom, and strategy. This mindset shift turns each regret into a stepping stone toward a more intentional, resilient, and empowered life, equipping you to make choices that align with your highest potential. Regret can be a powerful motivator when it is reframed as a source of energy rather than a weight to carry. Instead of letting regret immobilize you, it can be harnessed as motivation to take action and create meaningful change. Many people allow what could have been to dominate their thoughts, replaying past mistakes and wishing circumstances were different. This passive approach keeps potential locked away and allows inaction to persist. Viewing regret as motivation shifts the perspective from dwelling on loss to using the discomfort as fuel to propel forward. It turns hesitation into urgency, fear into focus, and frustration into determination. Motivation derived from regret is anchored in the desire to do better and live intentionally. The awareness of missed opportunities or poor choices serves as a reminder of what is truly important, sparking a sense of urgency to act before more time is lost. This urgency is not rooted in panic, but in clarity. You understand that life is finite and that the lessons from regret are meant to guide action, not prolong inaction. By channeling regret into motivation, you create a powerful internal drive that pushes you to pursue goals with renewed energy, discipline, and purpose. One of the strengths of using regret as motivation is that it personalizes your drive. Generic motivational advice can feel abstract, but regret is deeply specific, tied to your experiences, values, and desires. It highlights exactly where you fell short, what you wish you had done differently, and where growth is possible. This personalized insight makes the motivation more compelling and harder to ignore, unlike external incentives or fleeting inspiration. Motivation from regret is rooted in lived experience, creating a strong internal engine for consistent effort and determination. Regret as motivation also strengthens accountability. When the discomfort of past mistakes is acknowledged, it encourages a proactive approach to change. You are reminded that future regrets can be prevented by conscious choices today. This fosters responsibility for actions, reinforcing that your efforts, decisions, and behaviors directly influence outcomes. Motivation derived from regret is not about blame, it is about empowerment. It reminds you that the power to redirect your life rests in your hands, and that you can take deliberate steps to shape a better future. Using regret as motivation also encourages resilience and perseverance. Life is full of setbacks, missed opportunities, and moments of failure. And regret naturally accompanies these experiences. When it is harnessed effectively, regret becomes a signal rather than a stop sign. Each regret serves as a marker, showing where improvement is needed and providing a tangible reason to push harder, think smarter, and act with more intention. Instead of avoiding challenges, fear of repeating mistakes, you confront them with courage, knowing that lessons from regret equip you with insight, experience, and determination. Moreover, motivation fueled by regret can create long-lasting transformation. Temporary inspiration often fades quickly, but regret-driven motivation is tied to deeply personal experiences and emotions. This intensity helps sustain effort over the long term, fostering habits of consistent action, disciplined decision-making, and purposeful living. Every step taken to address past shortcomings reinforces confidence, builds competence and creates momentum that propels you forward, reducing the likelihood of future regret. Ultimately, using regret as motivation transforms past disappointment into a powerful engine for growth and achievement. It converts negative emotion into positive action, turning lessons learned from mistakes into strategies for success. By channeling regret into purposeful drive, you cultivate resilience, accountability, focus, and energy. It is a reminder that while the past cannot be changed, the future is shaped by what you do now. Regret, when approached consciously, becomes a teacher, a motivator, and a catalyst for action, pushing you to seize opportunities, live intentionally, and create a life that reflects your highest potential. Regret, when examined closely, provides an opportunity to develop deeper self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Many people view regret as a source of shame or guilt, but when approached with curiosity and reflection, it becomes a teacher that guides personal growth. Each regret contains lessons about decisions, behaviors, and patterns that either helped or hindered success. By analyzing these experiences honestly, you gain insight into your tendencies, your values, and the areas in which you need to improve. This process of learning from regret is essential for turning past mistakes into meaningful future choices, transforming emotional pain into constructive knowledge. One of the most important aspects of learning from regret is separating the action from the self. A mistake or missed opportunity does not define your worth or identity. It is simply an event that provides information. People who internalize regret often feel paralyzed by fear or doubt, believing that they are incapable of growth or change. By viewing regret as a teacher rather than a judgment, you can extract actionable insights without becoming trapped in self-criticism. This mindset allows for constructive reflection, where mistakes are seen as feedback rather than failures, and each lesson strengthens your ability to navigate future challenges with wisdom. Regret also highlights patterns in decision making and behavior. When multiple regrets share common elements such as procrastination, fear of failure, or lack of preparation, they point to areas that require attention and adjustment. Identifying these recurring patterns allows you to address underlying habits or beliefs that may be holding you back. For example, if regret often stems from avoiding difficult conversations or opportunities, it signals the need to cultivate courage, assertiveness, or proactive problem-solving skills. By addressing these root causes, you prevent similar regrets in the future and develop a more intentional approach to life. Practical application is crucial in transforming regret into growth. Reflection alone is not enough. The lessons learned must be integrated into daily decision making and behavior. This may involve setting clear goals, establishing new habits, or developing strategies to respond differently in challenging situations. Action based on insight transforms regret from a passive emotional experience into an active tool for self-improvement. Each step taken to implement these lessons reinforces learning and builds confidence, reducing the likelihood of repeating past mistakes. Learning from regret also fosters resilience. Experiencing setbacks and acknowledging mistakes teaches endurance and adaptability. Each regret, when analyzed and understood, equips you with a stronger capacity to handle future adversity. Instead of avoiding challenges out of fear of repeating past failures, you approach situations with preparedness, insight, and composure. Over time, this strengthens mental toughness and equips you to face life's uncertainties with greater confidence and effectiveness. Moreover, regret can deepen empathy and perspective. Understanding your own mistakes helps you relate to the struggles of others and fosters compassion for their experiences. It allows you to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than purely negative events. This perspective enhances relationships, leadership abilities, and overall emotional intelligence as you learn to navigate interpersonal dynamics with greater understanding and patience. Ultimately, the key to transforming regret into a powerful teacher lies in conscious reflection, analysis, and application. By separating self-worth from actions, identifying patterns, and applying lessons to future behavior, regret becomes a source of insight, resilience, and growth. It provides a roadmap for making better choices, cultivating emotional intelligence, and navigating life with greater awareness. Rather than being a weight that holds you back, regret becomes a guiding force that strengthens your capacity to act intentionally, learn continuously, and create a life shaped by wisdom and purposeful action. Transforming regret into resilience is the final step in turning past mistakes into a source of strength and empowerment. Regret often comes with emotional pain, disappointment, and a sense of loss, but when approached intentionally, it can be harnessed to cultivate mental toughness, perseverance, and adaptive strategies for future challenges. Resilience is not about avoiding failure or never feeling regret. It is about using difficult experiences as a foundation to build strength, wisdom, and a capacity to respond effectively under pressure. By reframing regret as a catalyst rather than a burden, individuals can convert past setbacks into a springboard for personal growth and meaningful achievement. One of the key aspects of using regret to develop resilience is learning to confront discomfort rather than avoid it. Many people instinctively try to suppress or ignore feelings of regret. This avoidance prolongs suffering and limits growth. Facing regret directly allows for a clear understanding of what went wrong and why, creating the opportunity to respond intentionally. This confrontation builds emotional stamina as you become accustomed to examining painful experiences without being overwhelmed by them. Over time, this practice strengthens the mind, equipping you to handle future challenges with greater composure and adaptability. Regret also teaches valuable lessons about preparation, decision-making, and self-awareness. When analyzed carefully, each regret reveals patterns in behavior, choices influenced by fear or indecision, and areas where judgment may have been clouded. Recognizing these patterns provides actionable insight for future decisions. Individuals who transform regret into resilience learn not only to avoid repeating past mistakes, but also to anticipate potential pitfalls and respond proactively. This process of continuous adjustment and refinement cultivates strategic thinking, foresight, and confidence in navigating uncertainty. Another essential element of building resilience through regret is the cultivation of perspective. Regret can often feel overwhelming in the moment, but reflecting on it from a broader viewpoint allows you to see it as part of a larger learning journey. Understanding that everyone experiences mistakes and setbacks reduces self-criticism and fosters self-compassion. This perspective allows regret to function as a constructive force, motivating growth rather than fostering despair or stagnation. By reframing regret in this way, individuals develop a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for learning and adaptation, a cornerstone of resilience. Resilience built from regret is reinforced by action. Knowledge alone is insufficient. The lessons learned must be applied to new circumstances. Acting on insights gained from past mistakes transforms abstract understanding into practical competence. Each proactive choice made in response to regret strengthens confidence, reinforces adaptive habits, and reduces the likelihood of repeating similar errors. Action bridges the gap between reflection and growth, making resilience tangible and sustainable. Furthermore, transforming regret into resilience enhances self-efficacy. When individuals recognize their capacity to learn from mistakes, adapt strategies, and respond effectively to challenges, they develop a stronger sense of personal agency. This empowerment reduces the paralyzing effects of fear and hesitation, enabling decisive action even in uncertain or high-pressure situations. Regret no longer serves as a source of limitation, but becomes a reminder of the strength, insight, and perseverance developed through experience. Ultimately, using regret as a foundation for resilience transforms life experiences into a structured path of continuous growth. It equips individuals with emotional endurance, strategic insight, and confidence to navigate setbacks, challenges, and future regrets with skill and determination. By embracing regret as a teacher and channeling its lessons into practical action, resilience is cultivated, creating a mindset capable of thriving amid adversity and building a life guided by wisdom, strength, and purposeful choices.